What's up everybody? Welcome to a brand new series into the channel. Today is October 27th of 2021. Currently, I have run out of ideas for content on my YouTube channel, so I decided to go back into the roots of the channel, which has like 8 videos in it. But I digress. I still can see that the player base of this relic of a video game that earned its rights in a museum is still quite popular and active. And to give the proper respect it deserves, being the most popular game in my channel, I must at least give the game some love and try not to make the game not die, even though it is more than a decade old already. Now, in this series, I will showcase some mods that I have found interesting, new, or even popular on the workshop and give my honest opinion about it. Now, have you ever dreamed of holding an actual gun and not a relic from the early 2000s? No, too bad, because I have the mod the Terminators Amp Hardballer 45 long slide. This beast of a weapon feels like I am holding a machine that is designed to blow some zombies' brains to a million pieces. It has sick animations and a laser sight to a secondary. Say no more fam, I am reviewing this mod. I know it does not add benefit to the accuracy, just shut up and admire that these guys had the passion to add a laser sight that looks and feels like a laser sight to a primary. The girthiness of it when I'm shooting it. The textures are phenomenal even when I'm right in front of it. Although there's a slight problem when it comes to this weapon, it triggers my OCD. I don't even know if I have one. But me recording this in slow motion certainly bugs me off. Pointing out the 2 magazines, first of all, where did the first one even come out of? And the second, I'm pretty sure I just unloaded 2 bullets in the damn thing. I should see more bullets. Maybe I should stop bitching. Overall, I would give this mod a fantastic 9.9 out of 10. If it weren't for the bullets magically disappearing, and it's equally as disturbing of a score for the gun because it's missing the point 1. And recently playing this game for footage purposes for an upcoming mod, I remembered how overpowered melees actually are. Although they're missing a bit of flair and the appearance should be as menacing and broken as the melee weapons are in game. So with the mod Genji Katana, I have never played Overwatch in my entire life, but I have seen memes of Genji and Hanzo being the sweat lords in that game, such as Yasuo and Zed on League of Legends. Now, I don't know if the meme is true or Genji's ult being nerfed, although it is true that whipping this bad boy out makes me feel like a badass. The power, the strength of the Japanese words certainly fits in on how broken melee is in Left 4 Dead 2. Now this guy didn't just reskinned and added sound effects when whipping the bad boy out, he also replaces the slashing. Your character also uses the mini knife every time you shove, and I think it's a nice addition. The ability that Genji uses every time he dashes, I think it's Q. I don't know how to play that game. Now this mod is specifically handpicked. I just remembered one of the most satisfying AK47s in any gaming or in any game that I have played. If you're Asian, you certainly may know this. With the mod AK47 Crossfire AK47 underscore capital A underscore capital U making. Now this mod is just a flurry of nostalgia. It feels powerful, slick, and that is Nyx's hand. Whipping it out and firing it just put a smile on my face. He got it perfectly from the reload, firing, and everything correctly. Now, a bit of a fact from my country, this game Crossfire is still not dead and still going strong in Asia according to my friend. I loved this game as well as a kid, if it just wasn't for the pay-to-win aspect of the game. But now I can use one of its gun for free thanks to these guys. And just imagine me dumping lead on multiple people. Headshot, double kill, triple kill, quadra. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I have found my permanent AK47 skin. Now, the next mod in this series is a remaster mod of the very first campaign of the Left 4 Dead 2 game. And it has a very special place in my heart. A special place that is experiencing FPS drops for the first time of my gaming history with 2 frames per second with all the smoke, leaving me disorientated as a child. Now, to return this special place of being one of my favorite campaigns because it is fast and quick, I decided to look for a mod that gives me a brand new experience of the same campaign. I have found a mod that specifically delivers it beautifully and masterfully, if that is even a word. Now, a quick word of disclaimer, this campaign is filled with different surprises, and I think you would also enjoy playing it for the first time without me spoiling it. It has different paths that you can take, alternative, etc. So I highly suggest you playing it first and returning after you finished with the mod Dead Center Rebirth. Now, in this universe of Left 4 Dead 2, I have noticed that the hotel was not on fire. I knew this building should be on fire, but it's not. My eyes confirms it. I have loaded as usual, but the characters were not playing any dialogue. They just exist. I guess the mod author left it as is because some of the dialogues were about a building that's on fire. I was scratching my ass or busy checking the recording or something because I wasn't moving. There were already primary weapons on the start instead of giving them midway through a horde, but you can only get one of them and all the bots took it, leaving me with just a bent dildo. I proceeded as usual, but I get the sense of calmness because maybe the building is not on fire. Also, there are rooms that are unlocked or added which you can't find or notice in the regular campaign. Some obstacles has also been added to properly complement the newly added rooms, adding new ways to progress. It is like a new map but still the same old dead center. Since I have played this map several times and I have the sense of direction around the map, navigating through the first level was not a problem. I kept moving while slapping with my trusty weapon, but much to my dismay, I have found myself in front of hundreds of suitcases and all other entrances were blocked. I was greeted by a huge black arrow. I tried opening every door in each stairs looking to see if there's anything to be seen, but apparently doorknobs just ceased to exist. I went to the lowest floor only to be greeted by another hundreds of barricades, but I was very impressed on where I have been spat out. Smacking some zombies, some are working, some are not. Now I thought that I would not be getting an irritating smoke room, but instead greeted by a bitch of a platform in the hard rain that I don't even want to know what these waters are. I guess it's just to compensate for Snoop Dogg's room. A random explosion happened and suddenly a horde wants my ass, just like in the regular campaign. But unlike the regular campaign, there were rooms that I have not recognized because of the amount of smoke in the room, also more choices to make. I pissed off a witch thinking my life choices that led me to this exact moment, but Ellis came in clutch and that was the end of the first chapter. I tried crawling out of the depths of the waters, finding more places unlocked and a storage right outside and a truck blocking my way to Whitaker's gun shop. It makes sense that in a zombie apocalypse, people would use their vehicles to GTFO, and instead I found a newly added large entrance that has a bitch. I walked around looking to progress to the mall and found nothing. I spent minutes trying to figure the way out, backtracking, vantage points. I could climb trucks, so I figured I should just climb this truck as well, but the idiots just had to piss her off. Ellis got his head slashed, tried climbing on the damn thing, but I can't, tried parkouring twice. Depressed, went back, and there's just an obscured barrels blocking both the arrow and the hole. I don't know, couldn't just smack the arrow where I could see it right away. I rose above, saw that I was near Whitaker's gun shop. I proceeded only to see the obstacles change, such as the cracked highway, the unblocked highway, and some of the old entrances that everyone uses. In this case, I took the unblocked highway and find out that I was progressing normally. I saw what is supposed to be a military checkpoint that has guns and laser sights to it, only to find out later that this was the gun shop alternative. We were almost there to the mall. A tank spawned out of nowhere, and I remembered one of the main reasons why I hate this game.
Finally away.
Now for the hordes. He thought of multiple alert cars just aligned right next to each other instead of getting the coke to Whitaker. So you have no choice but to man up and touch at least one of them. And I checked if Whitaker was alive and well, and as well as his gun shop, but you know, the doorknobs just didn't show up. Went my way to the third chapter. Now this is where shit just started to get weird. The mall was on fire. I didn't know why until later I found out that the whirly bird ate shit and caused a mayhem. Literally everything was on fire, but it didn't feel small and obscured just like the first chapter, because there were spaces to walk freely and there's literally no chance of setting your ass on fire. Now I wondered what would be the horde alerting in this case, since there's no chance of him/her keeping the same old alarm, but instead the entire fucking bridge collapsed. Anyway, there's nothing entertaining to watch the rest of the chapter, so let's just move on to the last. The final chapter, aka the rescue, I was actually very curious on how the rescue is going to go out. I went out and find myself in a really dark mall. I proceeded, but surprisingly the elevator doesn't work. I saw a door that had a handle in it, so it indicates that I can open it. I went along. I got groped by a jockey, get puked on by a boomer, a charger wanting my ass. A usual day in Left 4 Dead, folks. Finally, the roof. What the fuck are we doing at the roof? Also, are those guys good? After walking around in ages, getting barfed on, killing the non-stop supplies of common infected, and after some time of getting lost, I got barfed on again and getting lost. Finally, I saw another obscured location of progression. Seriously, what are we doing on the roof? There are no explanations on what to do. I saw 3 glowing boxes and 2 red boxes. Later on, I knew it was gas canisters that I can't pick up, but I can't blow it up. I hear a tank, but I went for the generator, assuming I had to start 2 generators to access the door, but it takes like 20 seconds to fully activate one. Rochelle got yeeted. I went to help, but there were 2 tanks instead of 1. After Rochelle bites the dust in a last-ditch effort, I shot at the canisters knowing damn well this won't do jack shit, but to my surprise, it proved effective against the 2 tanks, as well as my teammates. I got you, bro. I got you. After spending an eternity activating this, as well as this, I moved on to the door. Pretty much this can't be powered with 2 generators. I'm willing to bet that the door was open from the start. I kept going, but the hordes kept coming, so I had to pop pills for temporary health. I was just walking around, then suddenly the rescue is here. Music started playing, and the platform lit up, indicating that the car needs no fuel. I gave a hard push to the car, parkouring over some stairs, waiting for my slugs, i.e. my bots. For a split second, I think Coach ate a pile of rubble and then driving Jimmy Gibbs. I would give this mod a solid 10 out of 10 for giving me a fresh experience in an old map by only changing the ways to progress, as well as the implementation of different alarms and not to being the same. At first, I thought it was just a dark dead center, but what an hour of pure content you just gave me. Still, I'm impressed, and bullshit, that's not your first map. That was the last mod to be featured in this video. Click subscribe for more content like this, and see you practically in a month or year or maybe weeks. Stay safe and peace.